Have you ever poured your heart into creating a YouTube video, knowing deep down that it could truly help people, and it only gets 5 views, and one of them is yours? How do you keep going when every video keeps proving that you're destined to remain unseen, unheard, and overlooked? It can be heart-crushing, it can be spirit-crushing, and you may wonder why you should even keep doing this. In this video, we're diving into 5 hard truths about self-motivation to keep you creating social media content, even if the clients aren't signing up yet. And I'm also going to help you identify, disrupt, and shift a key limiting belief that holds so many heart-centered coaches like you back, even as you try to build momentum in attracting your ideal clients and customers. And be sure to stick around until the end, because I have a resource that could completely change how you look at self-motivation. So, how do you keep going when no one ever seems to notice, when no one seems to care? Here's the first hard truth. Most coaches don't fail because they aren't good coaches. They quit because they can't handle the space between I started and it's working. That's where the real challenge is. It's in the silence, it's in the waiting. That's when the self-doubt creeps in. So can you keep showing up when it feels like no one's watching? Because that's the difference between those of you who are going to make it and those of you who don't. So what is it that keeps some coaches and healers going? Is it pure belief in their work? Or is it the fire of their own dreams? But first, I want to thank Serenity Sessions 911 for asking a great question in response to a recent video. And you can watch that video here. The link is also in the description. Here's what she wrote. I'd love to hear your take on whether altruistic intentions are good motivators. What are the best motivations to keep you going in the DM/coaching business, especially when you're pushing on and you don't have a lot of sales? Strong belief in something to help others, even when others aren't pursuing the help? Is it passionate and relentless pursuit of your own dreams? Thanks so much for your content and for allowing this question. Well, thank you for asking the question and watching my content. I appreciate it more than you know. So let's break this down, starting with, are altruistic intentions good motivators? Altruism, the desire to help others, even at personal cost, can be a powerful force. But in my experience, engaging with coaches and healers for more than 20 years, I found that often it's used as a cover for insecurity, for self-doubt, and for money mindset blocks. And here's why. It's easy to say, oh, I don't care about the money. I only want to help one person be healthier. I only want to help one person feel happier. I only want to help one person improve their relationships. I only want to help one person ease their financial struggles. Have you ever felt that? Have you ever said that? It's natural. We're healers by nature. We have compassion. We understand the struggles. And we found a path that brought us to a greater level of joy and ease in our own lives. And it's natural that we want to share that with people. But then as we're learning our skills, we're offering our services for free or at discounted prices just because we really want to help the people that need the help, right? And here's the thing, if you have the time, you have the energy, you have the financial resources to do this, to help people without eventually feeling resentment, then yes, altruism can be a strong motivator. It aligns with the law of reciprocity, the pay it forward philosophy, and the simple joy of giving. But here's where it becomes a problem. Too often we wear altruism like a badge of honor, and we convince ourselves that the sacrifices we're making makes our work more noble. We give and we give and we give, and we're waiting to be recognized. We're waiting to be appreciated. We're waiting to be compensated. And that never happens. And then you know what happens when you continue giving from a place of self-sacrifice rather than a place of sustainable giving? You start to feel resentful, exhausted, unappreciated, and you become a martyr to your own unprofitable business vision. If you're constantly exhausted waiting for people to notice your value, this is hard truth number 2. No one can validate you into success. No one is going to show up and suddenly declare you're worthy of business and financial success. You have to decide that for yourself. It's time to stop complaining about who isn't listening and start focusing on the people who are already looking for you. Because that energy, whether you realize it or not, it diminishes the impact of your work, of your message. So let's challenge this common self-defeating belief. If my work is heart-centered and purpose-driven, I shouldn't expect to be compensated for it. To disrupt this belief, ask yourself, would you expect your hairstylist, your dentist, or the plumber fixing your sink drain to work for free just because their job serves others? Of course not. Now let's flip that question. Why should your work, your years of experience, training, and wisdom be any different? So to shift this belief, keep your vision front and center. How will people's lives change by working with you? And rather than seeing money as something you take, see it as something your clients give, a tangible way for them to thank you for the transformation they're receiving. And here's the best part. When you're well compensated, your impact actually expands, because now you're no longer limited to what you can do alone. When you're financially thriving, you're not just supporting yourself. You have the resources to provide support to so many other causes that you believe in, that you don't have the time, the energy, the knowledge, the skills to support directly. But you can offer them money so that they can support whatever it is they're doing, whether it's environmental causes, animal care, domestic violence, addictions, all of these causes. They need people that can help them, and they need money to fund them. For me, I love guiding self-development and self-realization work. I geek out over these topics and enjoy making videos like this. But I also know that others feel called to different missions. And when we build financial stability in our work, we can contribute to these powerful causes in a way that we could never do alone. So are altruistic intentions good motivators? Only if they feel good every step of the way. If your generosity is leaving you feeling drained, frustrated, or resentful, it's time to ask yourself, is this still worth it? Because when giving comes from a place of abundance, it's sustainable. But when it comes from a place of sacrifice, it's a fast road to burnout. So what are the best motivations to keep you going in your coaching business when clients aren't showing up yet? The easy answer would be just shift your mindset. You don't have a lot of clients or customers yet. But I don't buy into that simple solution, and I talk more about that in this video. Because here's hard truth number 3. If you're chasing motivation, waiting for it to magically show up, you're looking in the wrong place. Motivation isn't something you get, it's something you build through consistent action. So stop waiting for motivation to strike and start taking action that keeps you in motion. Because the truth is, motivation follows momentum, not the other way around. I believe motivation begins with your vision. What is your unique heart-centered calling? Where is your purpose guiding you? How are you called to experience immense joy and fulfillment in your life? And if you don't know the answers yet, that's okay. You do know what isn't your calling. You do know what doesn't light you up. Sometimes our journeys move forward through the process of elimination. We try something, it lights us up, we keep going. If it leaves us feeling, meh, we pivot. I've talked about Gay Hendricks' book, The Big Leap, in other videos. And that meh feeling, it could represent either your zone of competence or your zone of excellence. Our zone of genius, the work that's uniquely ours, that's going to light us up. But here's the tricky part. To reach our zone of genius, we often must take a path that leaves us feeling lost, confused, and overwhelmed, which seems crazy, right? For me, it's like when I made my email capture page work and it connected it to my email service provider, and that first email automation, it sent automatically like magic. And I just felt this sense of elation. It's like, oh my gosh, I am on the right path. Now, if you've ever experienced this, you know your genius is not the tech part. Your genius is what lives beyond the tech, beyond the strategy, beyond the doubts, the fears, the uncertainties. Your genius is knowing deep down that you took a step on the path of your purpose. Now let's talk about another piece of Serenity Sessions 911's comment. She asked if motivation comes from having a strong belief in something that helps others, even when they're not pursuing it. Oh, if only life were that simple. You see someone struggling, you have the perfect solution, and you just wish they'd take you up on it. But here's the reality. People have to recognize their own problem before they're ready for change. You may see a better path ahead for them, but they have to decide to walk it. And sometimes they're focused on different priorities in their lives. So here's another hard truth. Hard truth number 4. If you keep trying to convince the wrong people to work with you, you're gonna burn out. Period. Some people aren't looking for help, no matter how much they need it. and that's not your decision to make. So instead of fixating on those who aren't looking for help, focus on the people who already are. They're out there, waiting. They've put the call out to the universe. They're searching for exactly what you offer. But you've been focusing on people who aren't looking for your solutions. Otherwise, you'll spend all your energy convincing instead of attracting. And that's going to wear you down so fast. That's why the best way to stay motivated isn't chasing people who aren't ready. It's staying in your own lane, on your aligned path, so the right people can find you. Now you may be wondering, what do you do when you feel your motivation ebbing and flowing? If you're riding the emotional wave of, oh, I can do this, and oh, why bother, no one's paying attention. Here's hard truth number 5. These emotional ebbs and flows aren't a sign that something's wrong. They're part of the process. No one stays motivated 100% of the time. Some days, some minutes of some days, you're going to feel unstoppable. And then other days, you'll wonder why you even started. And that's normal. Resisting it isn't going to change that. In fact, this exact topic came up just recently. I was venting to a good friend of mine about the ups and downs of building my YouTube channel. The excitement of feeling like I was finally gaining momentum, followed by the gut punch of reality when my latest video got just 12 views. I started questioning everything. Why bother if no one's watching? Am I just shouting into the void? It felt like all the effort, all the time, all the thought that I put into these videos wasn't making a difference. And that's when she said something that stopped me in my tracks. Just because it feels hard in the moment doesn't mean it's not working. Momentum starts slowly. Success isn't an overnight thing. It's built video by video over time. And the people who make it, they're not the ones who always feel confident and motivated. They're the ones who keep showing up, developing their craft, even when it feels like no one's watching. And that stuck with me. The real motivation solution? Stop trying to do it alone. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, even on the days, especially on the days when you don't believe in yourself. Because sometimes their belief in you will be the thing that keeps you moving forward. So if you're in one of those low moments right now, know this. You don't have to have it all figured out today. You just have to keep going, because the ones who don't quit, they're the ones who succeed. And if you know you need that kind of support, that kind of encouragement to keep going, even when it's tough, check out this next video. You'll learn about my mentor who keeps calling me out on my own BS, my doubts and my fears every single day. Check it out.